wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. My name is Nadia Tasya Pratiwi and I am student of English Department, the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, the University of Maritim Raja Ali Haji. I am 4th semester. Right, in this video, I will explain how to write body paragraph and concluding paragraph in an essay. And after that, I will explain again my essay from beginning up to the end. So, for the first explanation, let's go start it. First, I will explain how to write body paragraph and concluding paragraph. So, there are 4 important things that we have to know in making body paragraphs. First is concrete support. The second is topic sentence in the body paragraphs of essays. And then the next is bridges or connection. And the last is convincing your reader. Right, friends, the first thing is concrete support. When you write the body paragraphs of your essay, think about and write concrete support for your thesis statement that is well organized, relevant, and convincing. The body paragraphs of an essay need to have a good internal organization. So the next is topic sentence. A good thesis statement consists of a topic and a controlling idea. The topic sentence of the body paragraphs in your essay support this controlling idea. Right, friends? Next, here there is an example about the explanation from previous slide. Alright, friends, take a look this thesis statement. Nah, dapat kita lihat di sini thesis statementnya memiliki controlling idea, yaitu ini. Nah, dan juga di dalam thesis statement ini memiliki prediktor, yaitu pollution, waste, and climate change. So, automatically ada 3 body paragraph yang akan dimiliki oleh esai ini, dan otomatis juga topik sentence-nya juga ada 3. Nah, jadi ketiga kalimat topik ini mensupport controlling idea yang ada di dalam thesis statement-nya. Karena di dalam thesis statement, jika sudah ada controlling idea-nya, maka kita tidak bisa sembarangan memasukkan tentang hal yang lain, karena sudah ide-idenya itu sudah dikontrol. Jadi thesis statement ini adalah yang paling terpenting dalam proses pembahasan esai, karena diibaratkan sebagai plan kita, rencana kita, bagaimana esai kita akan dikembangkan isinya. Nah, sama juga dengan body, isi dari setiap body paragrafnya. So basically, friend, all of this support the thesis statement. Support this thesis statement. Right, next is bridges. Sometimes you may not need topic sentence for each body paragraph. Why? Because this can happen when the thesis statement or your thesis statement for the essay has a predictor. It means that clearly show what the topic for each paragraph will be. Alright, friends, take a look this example. Then there is a thesis statement. So this thesis statement indicates by its predictor that there will be 3 body paragraphs in this essay, and that they will deal with reduce, reuse, and recycle. So those 3 body paragraphs will come in the order mentioned in the thesis statement, because the predictor makes the topic of each body paragraph clear, and the topic sentence, it means that the topic sentence are not longer necessary. But of course, you may still want to include them because it's your decision as the writer. But also remember, however, that each body paragraph must still be unfit. So this is especially true if there is no topic sentence. Pada intinya, jika kalian membuat thesis statement dan di dalamnya sudah ada prediktor, dan prediktornya ini sudah dapat membuat topik dari setiap body paragraph yang ada di essay kalian jelas. Nah, makanya topik sentence tidak diperlukan. Tetapi tergantung kepada penulisnya apakah ingin tetap masukkan topik sentence-nya atau tidak. Tetapi hal yang harus diingat adalah setiap body paragraph itu harus terpadu atau menyatu. Nah, bagaimana dengan kalimat pertama yang ternyata dia bukanlah topic sentence? Jadi kalimat tersebut berfungsi sebagai apa? So, if the first sentence of body paragraph is not a topic sentence, it may function as a connection or bridge between one paragraph and another. In turn, if the first sentence is a bridge, then the second sentence could be a topic sentence. Seems like a concluding sentence too. Concluding sentence in body paragraphs are not always required. So the last sentence of a body paragraph may also function as a bridge to the following paragraph. Basically, bridge can come at the beginning or end of a paragraph to make the cohesion of your essay better. Next point or the next thing is convincing your reader. Your essay needs to be logically developed so that your readers find it convincing. So the way you to convince your readers by giving them facts, examples, and anecdotes. Right, friends. Next I will explain about how to write concluding paragraph. The last paragraph of your essay is concluding paragraph. This paragraph has a very important function. Since it is the last paragraph to be read, you want your reader to leave with a clear understanding of your essay point. A concluding paragraph consists of a summary of the points made in your body paragraphs, and then restatement of the thesis statement, and the last is final comment on your topic. You may choose one of these ways to end your essay. But always remember that don't introduce new information about the topic of the essay in concluding paragraph. New information should go in another body paragraph, not in the concluding paragraph. Alright, friends, let me explain you one by one. First, summary concluding paragraphs. One way to end your essay is to summarize its main points. When you write these types of concluding paragraphs, you need to be sure that you include the main point of each body paragraph, all of the main point. So your conclusion won't be complete if you leave one point out. Next is restatement of concluding paragraph. An alternative to a summary is a restatement of the idea of your thesis statement. Next is final comment concluding paragraph. Often, a concluding paragraph is most effective when you add a final comment to a summary or a restatement. A final comment can make a concluding paragraph more personal. It can also invite readers to think about how the essay is directly related to their life. Teman-teman semuanya, pada intinya, ketika kita ingin membuat atau menulis sebuah paragraf penutup atau concluding paragraph, kita harus berpedoman kepada 3 hal ini. 3 tipe atau 3 part dari sebuah concluding paragraph. Nah, kita ingin membuat concluding paragraph dan ingin memasukkan lebih dari satu 3 hal ini. Nah, itu diperbolehkan. For example, kita ingin memasukkan atau ingin membuat summary bersamaan dengan final comment, membuat concluding paragraph yang di dalamnya berisikan summary dari poin-poin kita dan juga final comment kita terhadap topik kita. Itu diperbolehkan. Lebih dari satu diperbolehkan. Atau misalnya contoh lain, kita ingin memasukkan restatement. Restatement ini jika teman-teman masih belum mengerti dari penjelasan sebelumnya. Nah, restatement of the idea of your thesis statement ini maksudnya kita menyajikan kembali thesis statement kita, seperti itu, ide-ide dari thesis statement kita. Nah, jadi jika kita ingin membuat concluding paragraph yang di dalamnya itu ada part restatementnya dan beserta final comment kita terhadap topik kita diperbolehkan juga. Jadi intinya dalam sebuah concluding paragraph itu boleh memasukkan lebih dari satu ketiga hal ini, 3 part dari concluding paragraph, seperti itu. Alright friends, next I will explain my essay. Alright, this is my essay. I will explain from introductory paragraph until the concluding paragraph. So keep on watching. Alright, friend, this is my introductory paragraph of my essay. Friends, actually there are three types in introductory paragraph. First is general to specific, second is anecdote, and the last is historical. So in my essay, I use the introductory paragraph. The type of introductory paragraph I use is general to specific. Alright, why I choose this type? Because it's easy to develop every sentence in my essay. Actually, in the introductory paragraph, because this type, general to specific type, we have to think about a very general sentence in the first sentence of introductory paragraph, and after that, following our next sentence, we have to narrow it, dipersempit lagi dari paragraf, dari kalimat yang pertama jadi kalimat yang kedua dipersempit lagi kalimat berikutnya sampai kalimat berikutnya itu sudah bisa memimpin tesis statementnya, seperti itu. Selain setiap sentence yang ada di introductory paragraph itu dipersempit dari general to specific, kita juga harus memperhatikan isinya. Nah kan ada beberapa kalimat sebelum tesis statement. Kan tesis statement selalu berada di akhir dari kalimat yang ada di introductory paragraph. Nah, those sentence isinya itu juga harus memperkenalkan topik kita dan juga harus memberikan background information about your topic of your essay. Nah, seperti itu. Alright, take a look my introductory paragraph. So, as you can see, setiap sentence yang ada di introductory paragraph saya persempit dari, karena kalimat pertama itu kan general sentence. Nah, di kalimat berikutnya, kalimat kedua, ketiga, dan keempat, saya persempit lagi penjelasannya sampai di kalimat yang keempat ini bisa mengarah atau memimpin ke tesis statementnya, seperti itu. Tesis statement itu seperti yang kita ketahui, ada topiknya, ada controlling idea, dan predictor. Tapi predictor ini umum, optional ya, nggak semua penulis memasukkannya di dalam tesis statement. Tapi dalam tesis statement saya menggunakan predictor. Untuk topik dalam tesis statement saya, topiknya adalah kucing, karena ya pasti kucing, karena sebelumnya di general statement di dalam introductory paragraph saya memperkenalkan topiknya itu adalah kucing. Nah, controlling idea-nya yang ada di tesis statement ini yaitu good pets to keep, And for the predictor ada 3. Good for children, good for mental health, and as intelligent pets. So, mengapa tesis statement saya seperti itu? Alright, pertama topiknya adalah kucing. Berhubung di sini saya adalah pencinta kucing dan di rumah saya ini saya memelihara seekor kucing, jadi otomatis controlling idea, isi daripada essay saya itu harus membicarakan tentang hal-hal yang baik, hal-hal yang baik tentang hewan peliharaan saya. Nah, di sini saya jabarkan di dalam prediktor, jabarkan hal baik itu seperti ya kucing baik untuk anak-anak, kucing baik untuk kesehatan mental, dan kucing adalah hewan peliharaan yang cerdas. The next part of an essay, it's a body paragraph. It's a body part. So this is my body paragraph of my essay. So like I said previously, in my thesis statement there are 3 predictor. So automatically my body paragraph ada 3 body paragraphnya. Nah, seperti yang kita ketahui bersama, di dalam sebuah paragraf itu consist of topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentence. Tetapi teman-teman juga bisa di dalam satu paragraf itu topik sentence-nya tidak berada di awal kalimat, dan concluding sentence-nya juga tidak berada di akhir kalimat. Seperti yang sudah saya jelaskan materinya sebelumnya. Nah, jadi kalimat pertama yang tidak dikatakan sebagai topik sentence itu dijadikan fungsinya sebagai connection atau jembatan untuk ke kalimat atau paragraf berikutnya. Makanya setiap body paragraf dalam sebuah esai itu isinya harus terpadu gitu. Friend, look again my body paragraph. So friend, saya membuat body paragraph esai dari esai saya ini berdasarkan penjelasan yang sudah saya jelaskan sebelumnya, berdasarkan pemahaman saya sendiri tentang penjelasan sebelumnya, tentang materi sebelumnya. Nah, di paragraf pertama dalam esai saya, there is a topic sentence. The topic sentence at the first sentence. Pets are good for children. So, for the supporting sentence in the paragraph 1, it consists of major supporting sentence and minor supporting sentence. Right, and the first sentence is not. In the first sentence in the paragraph 1 is not a concluding sentence of the paragraph. The sentence as the connection to the next paragraph. Like seperti yang sudah saya jelaskan sebelumnya. Jadi kalimat terakhirnya itu bukanlah concluding sentence dari paragraf pertama. Itu kalimat tersebut sebagai connection atau jembatan untuk ke paragraf berikutnya. Nah, di kalimat pertama di dalam paragraf kedua, as you can see, itu adalah concluding sentence yang ada di paragraf pertama. Nah, kalimat tersebut juga dijadikan connection juga ke kalimat berikutnya yang ada di paragraf kedua. Nah, kalimat berikutnya itu karena kalimat pertama bukanlah topic sentence dari paragraf kedua, karena kalimat tersebut adalah concluding sentence dari paragraf pertama. Jadi kalimat pertama yang ada di paragraf kedua dijadikan connection, fungsi sebagai connection ke kalimat berikutnya. Nah, kalimat kedua yang ada di paragraf 2 itu adalah sebagai topic sentence dari paragraf kedua. Nah, seperti itu. Dan untuk supporting sentence di paragraf kedua sama seperti paragraf pertama, consists of major supporting sentence and the minor supporting sentence. And then for the concluding sentence in the paragraph 2, at the last sentence of the paragraph 2 is the concluding sentence of paragraph 2. And next, the third paragraph, the first sentence is a topic sentence, not as a connection. And same like previous paragraph, in this paragraph 2, the third paragraph, it consists of for the supporting sentence consists of major supporting sentence and minor supporting sentence. And the last sentence in the paragraph 3 is a concluding sentence of the paragraph, not as a connection. Alright friends, now finally, last part of an essay is a concluding paragraph. This is my concluding paragraph. So in my concluding paragraph, I choose two part of a concluding paragraph. First is summary and the last is final comment. So here, this is the final comment about my topic, and then after that, this is the summary from each point of my body paragraph of my essay. Alright friends, that's all from me about explanation how to write an essay, and thank you for watching. And if there are a mistake when I explain it, so I apologize about that. Because it's my comprehension about the material and I'm still learning too, same like you, because I'm student. So don't forget to share and to subscribe and like this video, and see you for the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.